Good morning. Happy Sabbath. It might not be the true Sabbath, but I'm going to take it as a Sabbath, and we're starting at the foundation. So the foundation is to follow His words, His commands, and His judgments. And so one of them that I am following is the Sabbath. And we're going to go over some deep things this morning. Actually, I did not think it was going to be this deep, but when I studied and when I was led to what I needed to present, I was like, oh, this was not even in my head that this is where we were going. So, according to the Gregorian calendar, it is a new year, but according to the Hebrew calendar, we're in the middle of the year. So, I'm not going to say Happy New Year because my year started already in September. So, but we're just going to dive on in here, and this is going to be great. This is going to be super duper great. So today, like I said, we are talking about, maybe I didn't say it. So let me back up. Good day. It is a beautiful day. It's a little cloudy, but it's still a beautiful day. So I started home church after some things happened in the world, some things happened in our lives, my personal life, and I realized that there was great deception going around. So this is how I got started. And so last year we talked, according to the Gregorian calendar, we talked about a lot of heavy duty things last year. We talked about idols for the last part of the year, and we talked about deception. So we're going to start with the foundation, and the foundation is the Torah. Why should we follow the Torah? Why has the modern church told us not to follow the Torah? A great pastor, Pastor Stephen Darby, would always say, ask questions. Ask questions. So you should always ask questions. So the title of this message is Torah, the foundation. This is part 1. There will probably be many parts because the Torah is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And so this is what is the Torah. What is the Torah? So let's start with who. Before we start with that, let me show you. So we will be following, I probably will not today be using the 66, which is our regular Bible here in Babylon. This is the Bible that we've been introduced to. Today, or sometimes I do use the Apocrypha, which is the hidden books. And we will be out of the Cepher today. The Cepher is a Bible. It's just in Hebrew, and it has the 66, plus it has some of the hidden books in here. And it's really good to have the original names of who Yahuwah, who we call God here in Babylon, and Yahusha, who we call Jesus here in Babylon. And I don't know if I told you guys my dream, why I don't call my Savior Jesus anymore. Okay, I did tell you guys. I don't know which video it was, and I might say it again because people are just coming on here for the first time. So I'm not going to do it right now for time's sake. But my new book is Harper's Bible Dictionary. If you can tell, I'm super excited about this. I'm a little too excited about this, but it's a dictionary, but it's a Bible dictionary. And let me tell you, they didn't take out a lot of stuff. They have everything in here. They have maps, they have pictures. They even have pictures of what we originally looked like. Not all of them. They have the pagan description of the god. They have everything in here. And I was watching a podcast and a guy was saying, you need to get this book and blah, blah, blah. I got it for $10 off of Thrift Books. I think that's where I got it from. We are going to use this today. This is very important for what we're going to use it for today. So we are going to park in the Apocrypha, but let's talk about, as part of the introduction, why we follow the Torah. So the first part is we're going to talk about who. So let me back up. Let me say who we are. And I say we as a people, because if you didn't know, drum roll, we the people here in, I'm going to talk just about the United States because this is where I live right now. The people that came from through the transatlantic ships are from the tribe of Judah. Probably some other tribes too, but mostly from the tribe of Judah. So we that are here 400 years later are the descendants of our people who were kidnapped unmercifully, ruthlessly, and so many horrible things have been done within these past 400 years. We are the descendants of the tribe of Judah. We are the descendants of Yehuda, which is Judah. There's no J. We'll go over all of that later. Some of this might be a shock to some of you guys. It is not a shock to me. I've been, since 2023 or the end of 2022 is when I got revelation on who we are. And if you read the Bible with new eyes, you will see and understand, and it will all just come together like the little light bulb. Bing! You're like, oh, like all of the scriptures. So I'm going to talk about who we are. Deuteronomy 28. I hope I can get past this message today. I need you to be my timekeeper. I do not want to go over 11:30. That's perfect. That's my goal. It's an hour. So just let me know. But hopefully less than an hour. Okay, so Deuteronomy 28:15, who we are, says, but it shall come to pass, and I'm reading this out of the Cepher, you guys. Let me face this way so I'm not looking sideways. But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah Elohika. Let me tell you who Elohika is. That's the good thing about the Cepher. I'm still learning all the names, just like a lot of people. So Elohika means your G-O-D, but he's not a G-O-D. He's a Elohim. So Elohika is your. So Yahuwah Elohika, to guard, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So what Yahuwah is saying is, if you do not guard or follow his commandments and his statutes, which he gave them in Deuteronomy, that all these curses shall come upon you. So in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14 is all the blessings. There's some good blessings. And it almost seems like it's not a lot of blessings. But when you get to 15 to the end of, leave her alone, 68, it's all of the curses. So you're like, man, there's so many curses from 15 to 68. So if you don't follow his commandments, his statutes, which he gave us back then, all these curses shall come upon you. So who are we? Let's go to 64 to 68 and Deuteronomy 28. And Yahuwah, and you can read this in the 66. It's just not going to have the proper names. And Yahuwah shall scatter you. Who's you? Among all people from one end of the earth even until the other. And there shall serve other Elohim. That's G-O-D-S, G-O-D, God, which you probably know that. Which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But Yahuwah shall give you there a trembling heart. Where's there? There is here, Babylon, here, the new Egypt, and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. So we were afraid. Our eyes saw things that made us horribly afraid, like lynchings and beatings and burnings and dogs tearing our bodies apart, and sorrow of mind. So even if you went to sleep, you still remembered what happened during this time. Verse 66. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of your life, which means you're not going to know if you walk out of it's not even a house, out of your cabin, out your shack, if today is the day that you might blink and you might die. And you shall fear day and night. You won't even be able to sleep in your shack. You'll be afraid when you go pick cotton or sugarcane or go work in the kitchen. Will I die today? Will I say something wrong? Will I look wrong? Or will this person who's over me decide, I don't like you today, I'm going to go ahead and stick you in a pit in the heat naked, or I'm going to say you can go and have the dogs chase you, or as a wife, you're going to watch your husband get beat and to death. And so think about this stuff, you guys. Who else on this earth has gone through anything like this? Who else on earth? Nobody. And you shall have no assurance of your life. You will say, my life is worth nothing. Yahuwah doesn't even care about me. So this is, oh, I got one more. Sorry. Oh, I have two more. In the morning you shall say, would to Elohim it was evening, or Elohim, why can't it be evening? And then the evening you shall say, would it to Elohim it were morning. I wish it was morning, Elohim. For the fear of your heart, wherewith you shall fear, and for the sight of your eyes, which you shall see. Verse 68. And Yahuwah shall bring you into Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, again with ships. Did you hear that? Did you get the revelation of that? Yahuwah shall bring you into Mitzrayim, which is Egypt. Didn't we leave Egypt? Didn't Moses go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go, according to the cartoon? And it says, and shall bring you into Mitzrayim, or Egypt, again with ships. Who was taken from their homes by ships? Who was taken from their homes by ships? Us. We are the descendants of these people. By the way whereof I spoke unto you, you shall see it no more again, which means you shall not see the land anymore. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen, and nobody, no man shall buy you, which means nobody will buy us to free us so we can get out of Babylon or Egypt, because we're in Egypt again. We're in Egypt now. We're still in Egypt. I don't know who our Moses is. I think our Moses is Yahusha himself. Yahusha Hamashich, that's our Savior. And our Moses, he's coming back. That's why you have to look up into the clouds, because he will come back to redeem us. So, who are we? We are these people. So if we are the people, who are the people that are living in Jerusalem right now, or Israel? Israel is a place now, but Israel is a people. So who's living in Jerusalem right now? Now we're going to go to Revelation. So I always try to read out of Revelation because the hearer is blessed and the reader is blessed. And I want to be blessed. I want you to be blessed too. So I'm reading out of Revelation. So when Yahuwah gives a word, he will confirm it more than once to let you know that his word will come to pass. And in Revelation, listen to this. You may have read this before, and it probably didn't even really make sense. Actually, a lot of people do not read Revelation. Pastors do not want to preach out of Revelation because it's scary, and we don't need to do that. We won't even be here. We're going to get raptured out. There's no rapture, by the way. So we don't have to read Revelation. Yes, we do. Because Revelation is, Yahuwah is the past, the present, and the future. Revelation is the past, the present, and the future. So we are all in here. So who are the people in Jerusalem? Let's go to Revelation 2:9. I'm in the wrong one. I know your works and tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Yahudim, which is the Jewish people, the Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. I'm just going to leave that right there. Let's go to 3:9. He confirms his word. 3:9 says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Yahudim, which is Judah. It's really supposed to be Judah. It's really supposed to be us. But here we call it the Jews. And are not, but do lie. Who's lying? Those people in Jerusalem right now. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before your feet, and to know that I have loved you. Oh, we could just stop right there, just at the last part. So you really don't have to worry, because Yahuwah got it all he got it all in control. And I know people look at the news and you're looking at what's going on in the world, and it looks like war is imminent, but in Matthew 24, it says rumors of wars. It doesn't even say real wars. We are hearing rumors of wars. We don't have to worry about anything, because these people who say that they are Yahudim or Jews will come down and worship before your feet. Your feet, my feet. And to know that I have loved you. Who is you? The real Yahudim. The real people from Judah, the tribe of Judah, the real people. And I know I've showed you guys the map last year, according to the Gregorian calendar. I'm not going to show you that today. But in the map from, I can't remember, 1856, somewhere from the 1800s, there is an area in Africa. We are not Africans. We hid in Africa because we look like the Africans and we could hide amongst people that look like us. So we hid in Africa, and in this map, it says Negro land. And in this little itty bitty part, it's called the tribe of Yehuda, or Yehuda. But in the map, it says Juda. That's us. And I know it's very confusing because a lot of people say, oh, we're from Africa. We lived in Africa. We were hiding in Africa, but we are not from Africa. That's a whole nother lesson. We're not doing that today. Let's jump into the word. Okay. So that's who we are. And that's who, I have one more. No, I don't. So that's who we are. And that's who They are. They are of the synagogue of Satan. And I'm just being bold and courageous this now with the Torah. I don't care anymore. Yahusha says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And me too. And I'm following him. And so I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to help get the truth out. And just like Esther, she said, well, actually, Mordecai said, perhaps you're here for such a time as this. I am here for such a time as this. My people, wake up. My people who are grafted in, wake up. Wake up. Everybody that looks like me is not going to make it. Everybody that looks like not like me aren't going to make it. But everybody that does not look like me, if you're grafted in and you believe with all of your heart, your mind, your soul, and your strength, you will get, and I'm not talking about getting into heaven because that is a lie from hell. I'm talking about when Yehuda comes back out of the clouds, Yahusha, I'm sorry. When Yahusha comes back out of the clouds, he's going to gather his remnant of people and take us out of Babylon. So if you are grafted in and you believe, well, I believe in Jesus with all of my heart, my mind, my soul, my strength. You just need to repent and say, I have lived under a lie, been bamboozled. I believe in you, Yahuwah. I believe in you, Yahusha Hamashich. The names have been changed. My heart has always believed, but I believe in you. That's it. You just have to believe and say the right name. That's it. So let's move on. So what is the Torah? The Torah is Genesis. The Torah in the Bible is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. When I used to teach little children at my church in New Orleans, we had a song. This is how I learned. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, and that's all I remember right now. I'm sure if I looked at the Bible, but remember, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That is the Torah. So let's go to Exodus 24:12. What is the Torah? According to Exodus 24:12 says, and Yahuwah said unto Moshe, that is Moses, come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give you sapphire stones, and a Torah and commandments. So he's giving a Torah and commandments, which I have written that you may teach them. I'm teaching you. My question, I said earlier, we need to ask questions. I asked, so what is the Torah for real? What are the commandments? What are the judgments? What are the laws that we're supposed to be following? Why does the modern church tell us not to follow these? So I'm on a quest. In 2010, I was on a quest to find the rapture. What I found was there's no rapture. I did a whole biblical search for a whole year, and it wasn't me that was on that search. Yahuwah told me, go look for the rapture, and I said, okay. I didn't have cable. They didn't have streaming back then, which is weird. That was only in 2010. They didn't have streaming back then, for real. 2010, that's it. Yes, time has changed so much.
I know, I'm saying that's 16.
Yeah, that's not a lot of years. So I didn't have TV. I only had what do you call it? The antenna TV, and it was only Christian channels. So I watched a lot of church. So I went on a quest in 2010. Now I'm on another quest. And it's a Elohim. Elohim means God. Elohim quest. He told me, let's look for it. So we're looking for it. So he gave us the Torah on sapphire stones that Yahuwah wrote with his own fingers, and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them. Who is them? Us, our ancestors, our forefathers back in Yahudim, which is Judah. So they just came out of Egypt, and so they're learning everything brand new. Guess what? We're coming out of Egypt, so we're learning everything brand new. Look at the parallel, you guys. It's amazing. Look at the parallel. Look at the parallel. So let's go to a foundation scripture in 1 Corinthians. Let me see if they have Corinthians in this Bible. I didn't even look in this Bible. In the Cepher, you guys. I'm sorry. They do. 1 Corinthians 3:10. 1 Corinthians 3:10 says, according to the grace of Elohim, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and others build thereon. But let every man take heed how he builds thereon. This is part of the foundation, you guys. We are building. Some of us have gone to Christian churches all of our lives, so we know the word back and front. But now we have to put on new glasses to see this new thing that Yahuwah is telling us. Don't you see it? Don't you know? This is what he's talking about in Isaiah. Don't you see? Don't you know? So, what did I say Torah was? What's Torah?
Oh, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, First and Second.
That's it. That's it. Deuteronomy. That's the Torah. Very good. Okay.
Our song was different.
I know. They have a lot of different songs. So I'm sorry, we're not there yet. So the Torah means, as a matter of fact, yes, we can be here because it's in here too. In my dictionary, I think I have a timer on my video too, and I'm looking at it on the side. I don't know if that's the timer or the volume, but we're going to get through this word. I think it's going down. It's only been 27 minutes. So, the Torah. What does the Torah mean? Because people hear the Torah and they think, I don't know what the Torah means. It means instruction. And it means to shoot an arrow or aim at a mark. So, that's interesting. So, the Torah is, I'm aiming my arrow for that. I'm aiming my arrow for that. I'm aiming my arrow for that. That is the Torah. It's an instruction. It means a teaching, a guidance, a direction. It also means wisdom and Yahuwah's divine revelation to his people. Guess what? He's been teaching me his Torah since I was little. Since I was 5, that I can remember. He called me by name when I was laying on the floor watching something on TV. And I heard, just like Samuel, I heard, Donna. And my mama was in the kitchen, and I turned around and I said, yes, mama. And she said, I didn't call you. And I said, I didn't even say, oh, I just laid back down. And I heard, Donna. And I said, yes, mama. And she said, I did not call you. And I didn't know until many years later when I looked at Samuel. He thought Eli called him twice. And I said, that happened to me. I'm like, what? And then I snuck in the 2nd grade. I forged my mother's signature to go to Bible study. We could actually have church on campus. And I don't know why she didn't sign maybe I didn't even ask her to sign the permission slip. I don't even know why I forged the permission slip. Can you just imagine a 7-year-old signature trying to be a parent? The teacher knew instantly. So, yeah, I got in trouble. I got kicked out of Bible study and I could never return. That's horrible. But what I remember is do unto others as you do unto you, and the life of Joseph. And my life mirrors Joseph's life. So long time ago, I knew, and I said, I didn't know the terms, but I said, I am a Jew. I know I am a Jew. And we have blood work to prove that we are the original people. As a matter of fact, we are the original people and we are the fake people. I have the blood of both inside of me, which is like, I have Ashkenazi Jewish blood, and I have the true Yahudim blood too. So, but that's the way. That's what happened to us. Our blood was tainted, and it was a deception. It was Satan did that on purpose to dilute our blood to make sure that we would never know who we are. But guess what? We're knowing who we are. Okay, so according to the dictionary here, it also means in Hebrew, it means instruction or teaching. Listen, Yahuwah's instruction to Israel, Torah, has been commonly translated as laws, as law, following the Greek translation in the Septuagint as nomos, means law, and the subsequent Latin law. But it's not law. It's instruction or teaching. So remember I said, what is the Torah? What are your laws, commandments, and what was the other one? Judgments. Laws is not even the original word. Bing, 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 deception. Okay, so the Torah is our foundation. When you build a house, what do you put down first? The foundation. What is foundation usually made out of? Cement or concrete, which is almost indestructible because you don't want your house to sink. Our house that we have now, it is on a concrete slab. How do I know that? Because of my pipes. It is a concrete slab. So the Torah is also the blueprint for living. The Torah is not just laws. As a matter of fact, it's not even laws because it's not even what Yahuwah said. It's not a law. And I'm going to tell you guys something else that's going to free us from the Torah. But it's Yahuwah's guidance. Just like when Moses led the people out of Egypt, led us, our forefathers, from out of Egypt the first time. Do you remember how he led them out? By what and what? By night, it was, what was behind me?
Oh, by fire.
And by day,
it was by water.
it was a cloud. It was a cloud. So yes. So, and he is going to do the exact same thing. So his guidance is just like how he led our forefathers out of Egypt. So we're supposed to follow the guidance. We're supposed to have discernment. We're supposed to have enough wisdom to know something's not right here. You have to ask questions. And I started asking questions. I started asking questions in September when we got put out of our church. And I said, why does this keep happening? What are you really trying to tell me? And if you ask the right question or questions, he will answer with the right answer. So he did that for me. And he's going to do it for you. And he's doing it for you right now. So, number 2. So the first part was, what is the Torah? That was the first part. I hate to do points, but I like to be a little organized. So what is the Torah? That's the first part we just went over. And so part A was Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. And B was the definition of the Torah, instruction, teaching, guidance. So part 2, or number 2, why has the modern church told us not to follow the Torah? I have one little easy answer, and it's in the dictionary. Just wait till you hear this. So I just read the first part of it. And so, listen. Thus, to identify Torah. Oh, wait, let me go back. I stopped at the Septuagint. I'm sure I butchered that word. And then the subsequent Latin lex, which means law. Okay, so here we go with the second part. However, even nomos, which is law in Greek, is the context of the Hellenistic period, 333 to 63 BC, which is before Christ, revealed divine, legal, and doctrinal elements. Thus, to identify Torah with some sort of legalism is a complete misunderstanding of the term. You won't know this because you're way too young, but those of us who've been in church 20 plus years, we have always heard, oh, if you follow the Torah or the 10 Commandments, you're just legalistic. You're under the law. Who has heard that? You are under the law. The law isn't even Yahuwah's words. The law is the Greek and the Roman and the Latin words. That's a translation. So, we have been told that following the Torah is legalistic. In this dictionary, it says it is a complete misunderstanding of the term. So why has the modern church told us not to follow the Torah? Because they are following deception. Bling, 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 deception. One day I'm going to learn how to edit my videos and I'm going to put blinkers in and stuff like that. I'm going to work on that. I'm not there yet. My son is laughing at me, but that's okay. Watch. One day, I just learned how to do the thumbnails and I fixed all of that. I had some extra time. But now I'm going to learn how to edit and do bling, 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 bling. That's why I do stuff like this, because that's my own thing I'm doing. So, why does the modern church tell us not to follow the Torah? Because they say it's legalistic. Is legalism, is the Torah a law? No. Where did that come from? Greek translation, Latin translation, which is really Rome, which is who changed everything. They changed the name of our Savior to Jesus. There wasn't even a J when we got our original Cepher, original Bible. He is Yahusha. They changed his skin color. They made him become somebody else. The pictures that are in the Catholic churches, and I'm sorry if you're Catholic, this might be like, what are you talking about? The pictures that are in the churches of the Catholic churches shows this white man with blonde eyes and long hair. He is Leonardo da Vinci, who is a painter, his lover. He was gay. Look it up. I don't have time to go into all of that. So, this picture that people have been worshiping for years is some gay man. And guess what I just found out about this gay man? His name is Borgia. I can't remember his first name. Borgia. He was a thug. He was a criminal. He was a gay criminal. You don't hear that too much. You don't hear about gay criminals.
Gangster.
Gay what?
He was a gangster.
He was a gang. Oh.
Get it like gay?
No, that's where they got the word from.
Oh.
Yes. They have changed all the words. So he's laughing at this, but he says, oh, that sounds just like the word gangster. Just like morning, like good morning. You're saying good death, good death? We are under a curse, you guys. And it's because of the words that we speak and the lies we've been told. We are under deception. I know. Trust me. I know. Gangster. He was a gay criminal. In this modern age, you don't hear about gay criminals. You hear about, oh, he's gay or she's gay, and they're so loving and so kind and so nice. But there's a darker side too, you guys. Trust me, I know. Let's move on. That's point 2. Point 3. Who's supposed to follow the Torah? We are. So I think we're done with the dictionary for right now with the Torah. I think I have to come back. Let's go to Exodus. I'm going to read a whole lot of scriptures, you guys. This is where we're getting into the bulk of the scriptures. And I will be parked in Deuteronomy and Exodus for the most part. But I'm going to read a lot of scriptures. And I'm going to try to let the scriptures speak for themselves without me interpreting it. But I'm going to have to interpret some because I'm reading out of the Cepher. And I know it's hard to understand the these and the thous. But I'm starting to understand we need the these and the thous. So Exodus 19, 3 through 6 says, and Moshe, who is Moses, went up unto Elohim, which is who we call G-O-D, and Yahuwah, which is also who we call G-O-D, called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shall you say to the house of Yaakov, which is Jacob. I'm sorry. Yaakov is Jacob. And tell the children of Yisrael, which is Israel, you have seen what I did unto the Mitzrayim to Egypt, and how I bore you on eagle's wings. I think that's so interesting that eagle's wings, we live in a country that the eagle is our country, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and guard my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure. What does it say in the New Testament? We are a peculiar people. That's us. We are peculiar. People look at us and they turn their nose up, and they don't like our hair. They don't like our skin color. They don't like how we like our music. We're on beat. We are intelligent. We created this country for sure, but they do look at us as a peculiar people. So then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Yisrael, which is Israel. That's the first part. So who's supposed to follow the Torah? The children of Yisrael. And it says Yaakov, which is Jacob. So Israel and Jacob, we're supposed to follow the Torah. Let's go to 21. And Elohim spoke all these words. He spoke the words. We're supposed to be listening to the words. 21. And these are the judgments which you shall set before them. Who is them? Yes, Yisrael, Israel. 24:3. I think I just read that. Did I just read that? Nope. And Moses, came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah. We are not getting into all the words today. That will be when we get to Exodus. This is just the foundation, you guys. We are going to start from Genesis. So we have a long way before we even get to Exodus. And I have talked about Exodus a little bit in last year, 2025's messages. And I jumped all over the place, but they have to do with idols. So, and how we wound up in Babylon or Egypt. So Moshe came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah and all the judgments. You're following? You're on Exodus? And all the people answered with one voice and said, so our forefathers answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahuwah has said, we will do. Did they do it? Did they do it? Did we do it? No, we did not. And when you realize that we messed up so bad, no, our physical bodies were not there. Our forefathers were there. It's in our lineage. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood. So it's a part of us You know how, and I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about race, but I have to say this in context. How white people will say now, oh, I didn't have anything to do with slavery. That was my grandfather, my great grandfather. That is part of your lineage. That is part of your DNA. That is part of your blood, which is in you. So when I found out that my forefathers worshipped idols and disregarded every word that Yahuwah gave them after Yahuwah rescued them from Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, I wept, I cried, I repented, and I said, have mercy on us. You have to get to that place, you guys. You have to get to the place of repentance. That's where he wants you. That's what 2 Chronicles 7:14 is. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and turn. That's what he's talking about. We have to repent. We have to turn. We have to humble ourselves. Then he will heal our land. He's going to heal us. But we have to come together as a congregate, just like here as one voice. We don't have one voice right now. We are all over the place. We got to come together. One voice. So let's go to let's go to Deuteronomy 28. 28:58. I like to flip pages, you guys. I like the book. I don't like apps. I like the book. Wait a minute. Oh, Deuteronomy 28. I was right on 28. I'm looking for 58. 58 says, if you will not guard to do all the words of this Torah that are written in this Cepher, that you may fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahuwah Elohika, which is my Elohim, your Elohim. Oh, that's it. That's where I'm going to start at. Because he goes into all of the curses. But if you don't guard the words in this Torah, you will fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahuwah Elohika. We didn't fear the name. We didn't follow the Torah. We didn't guard it. Guard is like you have an alarm system in your house and you go to bed at night and you turn your alarm on. You're putting the guard around your property to make sure that nobody breaks in. You are conscious of, let me set the alarm tonight, or let me turn the car alarm on so nobody breaks into my car. You are conscious of guarding your property. We did not guard Elohim's words. We did not guard Yahuwah's Torah. We didn't. Let's go to Exodus 34. I'm going to actually finish this word, you guys. 34, 10 through 17 says, and he said, behold, I cut a covenant. Before all your people I will do wonders such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which you are shall see the work of Yahuwah, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with you. Guard that which I command you this day. Behold. Okay, I'm going to say some words that are going to sound very confusing. Behold, I will drive out before you the Amorai and the Canaanite, the Chittai, the Perizzai, the Shivai, and the Yebusai. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at myself because I know I butchered all those names. But this is what this means. The Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. He says he will guard us and drive out if we follow the words. He says, take heed to yourself lest you cut a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, all the ites. I'm not going through all the ites. Or actually, according to the Cepher, it's the EI. It's not even the ites. The EIs. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so take heed lest you cut a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither you go, lest it be for a snare in the midst of you. But you shall destroy their altars. We talked about the altars. break their images. We talked about those little ugly idols. And cut down their Asherah poles. We talked about the penis statues, because that's what it is. That's what they worship. They had orgies. They had sex. They worship babies under these obelisks. And we have one in Washington, D.C. We have one actually, I think, in every capital. That just tells you a lot about our nation. For you shall worship no other El, no other God. For Yahuwah Kana, which is Yahuwah is jealous, is my name. He is a jealous El, capital L, jealous God. We don't call him that, but jealous El. Lest you cut a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their Elohim and do sacrifice until their Elohim, and one call you, and you eat of his sacrifice. And take of their daughters unto your sons. How many intermingled marriages do we have? And your daughters go a-whoring after their Elohim, which is their gods, and make your sons go a-whoring after their Elohim. Did you see that? So the men will, so it says you'll take daughters unto your sons, but the daughters are the ones who are going to go following after these little idols and make the husbands follow the idols. That's why when, huh? Like with Adam and Eve. Very good. That's exactly where I was going with that.
I know, we think so much alike.
So there's this new thing now with young kids. They say, I'm the queen. And they don't realize that the queen they're talking about is Jezebel. Jezebel is who this spirit is with these daughters that follow these fake idols and then make their sons go after these fake idols. Who was Jezebel's Ahab. She made him follow her idols. She ruled the kingdom. She told him what to do. He was a punk. He was a wimp. He was just, I don't know what to do, Jezebel. He won't give me his land. Jezebel said, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. Rasputia. That king is not that man. When kids these days say, I'm the queen,